Hi, Sipiwe.
Hi, Swarna. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I was
Thank
looking
you.
forward to this. Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you. I'll just give a brief introduction about myself and a quick intro about yourself, and then we'll talk about your book, Perfect Moon, and
Yes.
then we'll chat about storytelling. And I'll start with my introduction. Okay. Hi, I'm Swarna. I'm the founder and CEO of Magic Polygon. What is Magic Polygon? Magic Polygon is a storytelling app for kids where kids and their family members can either record or live stream a storytelling session using the animated picture books available in the platform. And they can also create their own books, their own stories. By uploading their artwork, uploading any pictures that they have, and come up with their own stories. So this is pretty much about the app. And today we are having Sipiwe in our session, and I welcome Sipiwe. And she is the author of the children's book Perfect Moon, and she's also a fashion model. She just now told me that she is also a comedian, and we would like to welcome Sipivi. And Sipivi, could you please tell us more about yourself?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for having me. When I'm obviously my background is I'm from Africa, and I've been a fashion model for many years now. And like I said, I'm also a comedian. I'm an author for Perfect Moon, which I'm very excited about. And I reside in Miami now. Yes.
Great, great. Could you please tell us what motivated you to write the book? Like
Ah,
what?
yeah, this is a great story. Like, as you know, like in Africa, we're like storytellers, You have your grandmama, your grandpapa, your auntie, you gather around the fire and storytelling. So I grew up with storytelling because we didn't really have television.
Mm-hmm,
So with my daughter, my daughter was 3 then, and I was just kind of sitting on my balcony in the night, and the moon caught my eye because
mm-hmm.
it used to be very difficult for me to kind of put her to sleep. So I looked at the moon and I was like, oh my God, it's such a perfect moon tonight. And just as perfect as she was. So all of a sudden, this poem came in and she fell asleep.
Wow, wow.
So ever since every day, it was all about perfect moon. And I thought, wow, this is incredible. She's falling asleep from this storytelling. And I wanted to have this book for my children. Well, my other one is a little bit bigger. But I was like, maybe I can also share it with other mothers
Mm-hmm,
and fathers and
mm-hmm.
aunties and grandmama, grandpapas. Maybe it can help them when they have to put their children to sleep. So that's what inspired me with Perfect Moon. Yes.
Great, great, great. I mean, I do very well connect with the storytelling part that you say, because we also used to do that in India. Like, the entire family sit in the terrace and watch the moon. We all have dinner together. Um, I mean, it's called, in our language, it is called Nila Chore. Like, Nila
Oh,
means moon in my
yes.
language. So that reminds me all those things.
Yeah, but I think our storytelling like that around the fire is amazing because it's different because like I say we didn't have television, but if you look at it, people are always looking for stories. They're watching television, they are reading books, they're on podcasts for stories. So I really think storytelling is really part of humans because otherwise it would feel like something was lacking. So
Okay. Yeah. It looks like three people have joined. We'll say hello to them.
hi.
Hi. I think, let's see who has joined. Okay. And once you decided to write the book, how did you go about? Like, what were the steps, and what was your process? Like, how did you go about the storyboarding of, like, your book? Could you tell us like more about that?
Yeah, once I wrote and outlined everything, of course, I had to have it illustrated. And I actually had my son do, the illustrations, because this book was just basically, like I say, for my children. But when
wow.
when I dedicated it to them, but when I saw how effective it was, how beautiful it was, how cute it was, I was like, I would like to share this with everybody. So I self-published. Yes, I self-published with Arthur House in the beginning. So, yes.
And the book is now available in Amazon?
Yes.
Okay. And you said like the illustration was done by your...
Well, the illustrations were done by my son, but of course there was more tweaking and perfection a little bit after. Yes.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Wow. Because one of the biggest challenges like in creating children's book is finding the perfect illustrator for your book. And if it's, because the illustrator has to capture the author's mind.
Yes. No, actually, I knew what I wanted. It's just that that's one thing I can't do, is really draw. But but I visualized where the moon was. I visualized the baby there, the sheep there, all these things. So that's what I think was easier for me when I first self-published, because I knew what I wanted. Like I say, it was mostly for me and my children. So yeah.
Wow. So could you tell us more about your publishing experience?
Yeah, that was very interesting, my publishing experience, because the book was out there for quite a few years. And because like in the beginning, of course, it was never about money for me. It was just about this beautiful book I wrote. And I was not happy as I went down the road. I was not happy with the way the financials were held. Yeah, so that made me kind of sad, like, because then I just have to think, like, for those aspiring authors and writers, like don't be like desperate. Don't be, because sometimes we get desperate and we end up in the wrong hands. So it made me investigate more and realize, like, no, this is not the publication I want to be. This is my art. I want to take care of my art. So I was very happy when I met Miriam from Bootstrap. So I'm very happy about this right now. Yes.
Wow, great. And you have lived in Europe, and you grew up in Africa. And could you tell us more about the various cultures and how that impacted your storytelling?
It's I've always stuck, even though I've traveled so much and I've been around the world, but I still think that the African in me never leaves. I still think that I am as African as they come. So yes.
Yeah, that's true. The same with me as well. Like I always feel myself like that, like the Indian in me is still alive. It's always there.
Yeah.
And storytelling is a perfect way to connect our kids with their cultures.
Yes, exactly. That's what I feel too, because if you see the book, there's quite a lot of African going on in there. So it is a good way for us to connect our kids with the culture, for sure. For sure, yes.
So, where in Africa are you from?
Zimbabwe. But I grew up. I finished my schooling in London, and of course I traveled with my modeling, and then I ended up here in America. Yes.
Okay.
Also, like, I know I have Perfect Moon out right now, and I am in the process of writing another book. And yes, and I'm very excited with Bootstrap that we're gonna have this the Perfect Moon in all different languages. So that's that's such excitement I have right now.
Wow, that's
I'm
awesome.
gonna have it in my own language too, in Zulu.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay. So, what are the languages that you're planning for, like in the for Perfect Moon right now?
Well, basically all languages: Italian, French, Swiss, Japanese. I mean, as far as we can go with the languages, that's what I would like to do. Yes. But I also would like to know about the MagicPolygon a little bit, because this is very fascinating for me.
Oh, thank you. MagicPolygon, there is I'll also tell a little bit of story about why I started MagicPolygon. It's like I grew up hearing a lot of stories from my mom, and I always felt that, like, more than a story, it's the way of telling. How you narrate a story makes an impact, and it tells, like, who's the personality, like the person narrating the story is behind the actual story. You can tell the same story with different perspectives, and different persons can give you different perspectives for the same story. So then when my parents and my in-laws live in India. So I wanted my son to listen stories from them, where he could get connected to the culture. He's born here in US, and I want him to be connected to his roots. So I felt like, what is the best way that he can listen all the stories from my mom and my husband's mom. So that's where I thought, like, okay, there should be a platform for it where it should be easier for kids to listen. It should be better than a phone call, where they can actually see the pictures, and that's how MagicPolygon was born.
Wow. That's
So
really
right
incredible.
now we upload picture books, which is created by us. Most of the books are in public domain, and there is a story writer, and we create illustrations and upload picture books every month. One new book will be added every month. But going forward, we are looking to collaborate with authors like you, and publishing houses like Miriam's, like Bootstrap Publishing House, where we want to have books from them in our platform, so that users can use those books to tell stories.
Yeah, that's really amazing. I think it's just really the way to go for the storytelling for the children. I mean, all humans like storytelling, anyways, whatever the situation is. But to have more people put it out there is, I think, an incredible thing. Especially now that the children are continuously, anyways, on the devices. This is amazing that they can go and have this connection with the storytelling. Yes.
Yeah. And are you planning to write a series or different kinds of different other children's books? What's there in your roadmap?
Yeah, you see, I'm a multitasker, so I right now I don't have a sequence. I like to have like different stories, because I feel like my life is always these different stories. So that's the way I write. When I story tell different stories, different kind of cultures in its own way. Yes.
What will be your next book be about, if you could share something about that?
Yeah, my next book is basically, I just looking at the world and stuff. It's basically about teaching children not to be greedy. It's yeah. So that's my next book about talking. It talks more about how, when people are greedy and don't really want to share the consequences of
Exactly.
that. But of course, it's in a manner for the children, so they can also enjoy and have fun with it, and also at the same time learn
The values.
the values of it. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, in India, there are a lot of, like, folk tales and stuff like that. Kids folk tales. I know that Africa is also very rich in folk tales. Like, I would like to hear more about the culture and the tales that you have listened as when you were growing up.
Say that again. Sorry.
No, when you were growing up, how the different folk tales and tales that you listened impacted you, your life, something like that.
The books, the stories, you mean, I listened to. I learned a lot. I learned a lot, and I mean, when I came abroad, I just really realized like I really truly cherished my culture, because there was a lot of values there. Not that there is no values everywhere. There is, of course, everywhere there is values. But I really liked the way I grew up, because there was that raised with that courtesy, and you read these stories and the respect and and especially like the respect of the elderly, of the nature, of things like that. So I am happy I grew that way, because then when I came, I also learned other things here. So I think together made it like my storytelling be more interesting. Yes.
Wow, that's great. The good thing that you brought about is about nature, right? Like nature
Yes.
gives us a lot of lessons, and we have to enjoy. And growing up with nature is actually awesome.
Yeah. I think growing up with nature and just understanding that we do need this nature and not be greed. Once again, that's why I have this book, because it's the nature, it's the greediness that
Yeah.
we start to do that, and we start to destroy a lot. So, but at least if we can start storytelling and the children can read it, it will be a better place. Yes.
What are some of your favorite nature spots or travel places that you like?
That's a great question. A lot of people ask me that. I mean, I've traveled a lot, and I have always, everywhere I go, I've always like kind of cherished because I was learning. Like I say, I'm a multitasker, so I like different things. Like right now, I couldn't even think of like a sequence, but I would think of writing different books, different stories. I like to be in different cultures and try to find and cherish what's going on in that. But of course, home is always home. I always love to be back home and be with the nature there.
Wow. And can you give us some travel tips?
Let's go to Africa on safari. Yeah, we wait for the pandemic and we can go safari, yes. But you have safari in India or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. We do have. So probably you should also visit India once.
Huh?
You should also visit India.
Oh my God. You know what happened once? I actually was just this close to being in India, and I had my visa and everything, and somehow I had to work, and I never managed to take that flight to get into India. But that is my next trip. I would love to go. Which part of India are you from?
I'm from South India.
Beautiful. Maybe I'm going to come when you're going there, so I can get the proper tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
South India is, there are a lot of tourist places. Like there is a place called Kerala. Like it's good. Like
Beautiful.
you should come.
Yes, for sure. I love the food. The food is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm a big eater, so yeah. That
Miriam
goes
says
there.
that she's also going to join us.
That would be amazing. Yes.
And coming back to the book, what are the challenges that you faced, or the learnings that you had while you were marketing your book? Like,
To be quite honest, I didn't market the book as much, because I was also kind of busy working. Like I say, it was basically for my children. And then I realized how people were very interested in this book. That's why, like now I'm here. Now I'm here with Bootstrap. Now I'm ready to have children around the world read this book. And enjoy this book. Yes.
Yeah, great.
I feel like the time is right now. So.
Exactly. Would you be interested in having your book in MagicPolygon?
Yes, for sure.
Sure.
I don't speak as many languages, but if I could have it in every single language, that would be amazing.
Oh, wow.
And then, have it with Polygon for sure. Yes. Yes, it's
Yeah.
amazing. This
Maybe
site is
once.
amazing. What
Yeah,
you
maybe
say.
once like we are coming up with a system where we can integrate authors' books in our system. In that case, like probably we can do, you can actually, Magic Polygon also has a live streaming session where the authors can actually narrate stories in their own voice. Probably we can plan something in your voice and you can tell your book in your own voice, and the kids all over the world can listen to it.
That's amazing you say that, because I just started to do voiceover.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's really, yes, that's amazing. I got inspired with Lupita and I was like, yeah, I'd like to do voiceover.
Oh, yeah, that would be awesome.
Yes.
I think that's pretty much I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Swarna. This has been amazing. I am truly looking forward to this amazing journey of this storytelling, the education for the kids, and I think this is an amazing thing you're doing, and I'm very thankful that I can come on board. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And we will definitely meet after your next book.
Yes.
We would love to have you again, and we could talk more.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.